We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna learn a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna learn a lot of stuff. Cause Kristin knows blank.
Oh, hi guys. This is the Kristin Knows Blank podcast. In today's episode, I again and remember what it's about. Maybe if I look at a link, I'll find something about a missing princess. We'll get to it. Anyway, thank you for listening or watching or however you're ingesting this episode. Please take a second to like, subscribe, follow, however you're listening or watching. There's going to be a button that says like, follow, or subscribe. Push that button. See what happens. You could save a princess. Hi, I'm Kristin Key, and I'm the host of this crazy mess. You can find me through my website, KristinKey.com. There you can follow me on all my social media, check out my calendar, support my Patreon. I have a Patreon, and you can support this and all my shows, get access to bonus content, shout outs, and also get access to my monthly Ask Me Anything game night. My guest today is a hilarious comedian. You may know him from his Dry Bar special or because he's the host of the Cavalry Podcast with Andrew Slater. Hey, computer lady, play that interview with Johnny Beenher.
Playing interview with Johnny Beenher.
Johnny,
Right.
yeah, thanks for coming on today.
Of course, my pleasure. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for your topic. I've been excited all week about this. And so without further ado, you're a comedian. You have a podcast yourself. But when I ask you what's something you're super into or you're knowledgeable about, what did you say?
I said ZELDA. I said ZELDA.
Dun, dun, na, 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 na. So where did you begin in the Zelda games? Did you begin with original The Legend of Zelda, or did you come in late?
Oh no, I was original. I did hop around, and I have to be honest. Caveat: the whole Nintendo 64. I just missed that whole window. So I'm not no Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
Man, that always sounds like a euphemism for a lady part to me.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to call mine from now. My labia Majora's Mask.
Oh, oh, there you go, labia Majora's Mask. Yes, no, I started classic. I was a huge video game freak. Like growing up, it was all Zelda, Metroid, Mario, and Castlevania games.
Oh wow, okay.
And yeah, so Zelda, that was a huge one. That was a big part of my life when it first came out because it was such a massive game at the time. You know, this whole world.
Were you able to? I mean, did you have to get back there? I guess what is it? Nintendo Power that had the walkthroughs and the maps.
Yeah, I did have Nintendo Power for a while, but with Zelda, I think I just figured it out through word of mouth. I mean, I didn't figure it out on my own. It was just, scuttlebutt people talking at school, like, oh, where's level 8 hidden? Because is it even literally possible for a person with no, like, if you just gave someone the original Zelda and said, here, you have to solve this, and they can't talk to anyone or use the internet. I mean, you got to burn every bush in the game to find certain levels. You know what I mean? Like
that was, I watched my brother play it, but I didn't get in until much later in the games, because that was my brother. My big brother Ben had that game. And so I could watch, but I couldn't play it.
Well, so I'm curious, what is the game you jumped in at?
I got in at, Super Nintendo's was A Link to the Past.
Yeah. Okay. And that's a great one.
Yeah, but the funny thing is I got into it about 3 years ago when I got one of those mini Super Nintendos to take to Vegas and on cruise ships with me. Yeah. And I was looking around at the games I had on there and I was like, oh, I'll play a Zelda game. And then I was absolutely hooked. And if I don't have the internet, you get stuck. You're like, well, I guess I'm just never finishing this game.
Oh, I know.
How would I ever know to go look in a puddle and that a mirror is going to take me to another dimension to find this? How would I ever know that, Zelda?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if it's like if the makers think it was like, oh, it's possible to figure it out. No, it's not.
No,
that's
never.
That's like putting a million monkeys in a room, and then what is the thing? Like eventually they'll type out Shakespeare. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's how realistic it is to solve Zelda with no outside help.
But then why is it so fun? Is that what makes it so fun? Is that it is, virtually impossible. But when you do figure something out, you're like, I've played this part for 3 days and I'm done. And then I play it one more and I'm like, or I haven't looked in this door. I'm like, it was that door, son of a bitch. Like, is that what the pleasure center comes from? Is just it's so difficult?
I don't know. I mean, it is fun to like you played Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Like, don't you feel like that? Like, because I did that on a cruise. I got it, went on a cruise with Andrew. And I mean, I did, you know, I used internet when I was kind of stuck, but like, I feel like that game you could beat without cheating a lot easier than the original Zelda.
I want to say, well, I'm still relatively new to, like, there's a way that all Zelda games kind of work. And so I would call my wife a lot through Breath of the Wild, and she'd be like, oh, have you found the boots of whatever? Or what, you know, she would just know, like, instinctively what you need. This if you're stuck here, it's because you don't have this. Or like for me, that game, it's funny that you say that. I was like immediately stuck. I was immediately stuck on that game, and I was like, I'm gonna hate this game and I'm never gonna play it because I could not figure out how to stay warm at the very beginning. Okay. And I think I cheated immediately and then had a really good time.
Oh, you cheated by looking up how to
I looked it up. I found a coat. It was great. You know, I had to like, I don't know who I had to talk to. I had to talk to a guy, and I got a coat. But it was like I could have like eaten chili peppers, I guess, to stay warm. But I was like, that doesn't seem right. And then the more I played the game, I was like, oh yeah, I see what I could have done at the beginning. But I got really frustrated right at the beginning.
Yeah, I remember that because you have to figure out how to stay warm to get one of the shrines in order to get the paraglider or whatever.
Yeah, right out the gate. Yeah.
But I mean, I figure out how to eat things, and I didn't figure out like, oh, this is cold resistance. I just got a bunch of stuff, and you know, my hearts would go down and I would just keep eating. So it's kind of like, that's not how you're supposed to survive. Like, you're supposed to be able to make a fire. Like, Andrew figured out how to make fires and how to, like, you know, cook things to make heat resistance, where I was like, no, I just eat a bunch of apples or whatever, you know, to keep me alive.
Maybe that's what's cool about it too. There's more than one way to get through the game. It's not just you know, and I like that about being such, even at the very beginning, with The Legend of Zelda, the maps are ginormous, especially for, you know, that time in the 80s with video games. We're just not used to living in a big world, and you have all this area to explore. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like one of the first non-linear where you can literally just go exploring. You don't just have, you know, level 1 leads into 2, into 3. What
are your favorites of the Zelda games?
I mean, I think Breath of the Wild is it might be my favorite video game of all time. I love Grand Theft Auto 4, and I love Spider-Man 2 that was on the PS2. And I love the Castlevania games, but this game, like, the replayability of it, and just like, you could just pick it up and just wander around, you know, and it's just it's so fun. My daughter's 8. She loves
that's cool.
She's beat it on her own. My son's 6.
I feel terrible. I'm like, oh man, I still have one more castle to get to. I know I could, if an 8-year-old could do it.
Yeah, but she probably plays it about 12 times as much as you.
Well, it's like when I'm at a roller coaster too, and I see a little kid about to do something. I'm like, I can do it. Then I get off. I'm like, I shouldn't have done it. The 8-year-olds can do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, the 8-year-old's running to get back in line after, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna puke.
There was I've been we're playing Wind Waker. Playing Wind Waker right now. Did you ever play that one?
No, you know what's funny is my daughter's never played any of those games, Wind Waker, the 4 Swords, but she knows all about them because she just watches videos on YouTube of all these games. So she knows more about Zelda than me. She should be on here, but.
Oh yeah, okay, get out of here. Bring her on. I need an expert.
Right. So what were you going to say about Wind Waker?
I was just going to say, what I like about that one is it's the same world, but it's like now it's in water and now you float places. But what I like about that one is the noises that Link makes when he's trying to get up on something. He's like, he's just like this little weenie, and I love him.
That's funny. Some of the noises in Breath of the Wild are very odd because it's like, you know, it's got that Asian tone, you know, because obviously it's designers, but like when people are talking, they don't do any talking. You just hear, it just sounds very weird. Yeah, exactly.
So when you're playing Breath of the Wild, what do you focus more on? Like collecting and cooking, or like picking fights, or finding shrines? Like which strategy do you go with?
Here's where I'm at so far. So me and Andrew, we got it. We both brought it. Have never played it before. Got on a 2-week cruise.
Oh, fun. That's awesome.
I mean, it was exciting. It was unplanned. He was embarrassed. I was excited. We both revealed in our own ways, we have a Switch. And it was just like, it was the greatest cruise ever. It was just by coincidence. We didn't even know we were both on the cruise.
Oh my God. The whole reason I got a Switch is because there was a Lionel Richie impersonator who would keep his cabin door open because his air conditioner was broke. And every time I walked by, he was playing. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, sorry, Breath of the Wild. How you doing, girl? How's it? I'm like, I got to get this game. He's like, sorry, it's very, very addictive. But just all day, every day, you'd walk past. And if he wasn't singing Lionel Richie, he was playing Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
it's funny because me and Andrew would be at breakfast. And I'd be like, I didn't go to bed last night. I didn't go to bed. I just would play it all night long. It's crazy. But so here's where I'm at. So before the end of he got almost to the end. He just hasn't stormed the castle or whatever. I beat the game just, the last couple days of the cruise. And so now, ever since then, and then I took a break from it until I pretended it was brand new and gave it to my daughter for Christmas, months later. And so then I started playing it when she started playing it on her profile. And so now I'm just like trying to get the best armor. Like I got the original, the green Link suit. I forget what they call it in the game. But how do you get it? Oh, you get it when you beat every shrine. And if you beat all of them, then you treasure where you get the original green suit. So you get that, and then I would kind of have these OCD compulsions to upgrade it. And I was like, well, I beat the game, so I don't need to keep beating. So now I just want to max out everything. So I got the ancient armor, which was the strongest thing, and then I got it upgraded with all the fairies, so you can upgrade it 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
Which is impossible because like each upgrade for each armor is obviously 3 pieces, the hat, the whatever, and then the pants. So you have to like collect, 2 falling stars.
What?
For one thing. I mean, it gets insane.
So you're just like letting him live the thug life in
Hyrule
right now.
I'm just maxing out everything. I've got the best armor. So now the only thing I think I have left that I need to do before I can be like, okay, I've literally done everything I could possibly do, is beat the Master Trials. That's what it is. And it's like 36 levels where you get put in this virtual, Link gets beamed to this virtual world and he has nothing. He's like naked. You find a stick and you just start from there, and there's like floors, and like you get through the whole thing, and then you get beamed back to Hyrule normal. And your Master Sword never runs out of energy. So I haven't done that yet.
Oh, wow. There are so many different layers. I'm looking at the computer screen of how different people have dressed him up. And there's one version of him wearing just his underwear and a Nintendo Switch t-shirt, which I didn't know you could do. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's part of the downloadable stuff. You just find these treasures. Like you have to get the downloadable thing to get the Nintendo shirt. It's funny because when they have those cut scenes, they're pretty good. I mean, it's good graphics.
It's beautiful, yeah.
And so when you beat it, there's a big cutscene, whatever the final, you get your watch, and Link is wearing whatever you have him wearing. So I have screenshots of him wearing, the woman's garb, no skirt, and his underpants while he's having these serious conversations with Zelda. They're talking to each other, and he's just, he's like naked wearing, the masks or whatever. And it's hilarious.
Loved that part, by the way, when he was dressed. He had to dress as a woman to get into this village. In. Yeah, and it's not just like a veil or whatever. They put him in the belly shirt,
right?
And like the harem pants. You're like, he's pulling it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So if someone was brand new to Zelda and they were just like, I want to get into it, what game would you be like? Pick this up to get your start.
The original or the Super Nintendo one that you said you got.
Oh, Link to the Past, I think.
Yeah, Link to the Past.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great game.
That's a great game. It's so great.
Yeah. Oh, guys, if you're playing A Link to the Past and you're like, I don't know what to do, there's this puddle. It is weird.
You know what I did recently? I had never, and it had always been because I had gotten to the last level of The Adventures of Link. That is one of those games, I don't know how anyone beat it without a Game Genie or using the mini. You said you have the Super Nintendo, the mini Super Nintendo. Do you have the mini regular Nintendo?
Yes.
Classic?
Yes.
So you know how you can like save it like mid anything?
Yeah.
Like that's how I was able to beat Link's Awakening, by just, every screen I moved, just saving so I can go back, because that game is impossible. When I tried to actually play it the right way, I got to the last level, but the last dungeon, but there's no way I could have ever gotten through it, survived, and beat the boss. So I recently, like probably six months ago, beat that for the first time ever. And it was different because it was kind of like a Mario game where you're jumping, because they do these cutscenes. You walk around the map like the original Zelda, but then when you go into dungeons or bump into a bad guy on the map, you get beamed to this world where Link jumps and it's side-scrolling.
Wild.
You never played one?
I haven't played that one. No.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very different, but it's hard. It is.
What's
fun.
it called? I'm gonna write
It's
this
fun.
one down. You got to play Wind Waker, and I'll play whatever this. What is this one?
This one's called Adventures of Link.
Adventures of Link. All right. So now we have our Zelda assignments. I'll play Adventures of Link. You got to play Wind Waker.
What system did you say that was?
Wind Waker is on Wii U.
Oh, okay.
That's how we're playing it right now. We're playing on Wii U, and it's this is something we're doing as a couple, so no one can play it without the other person. And it's kind of like it is like a treat. We work so much. Every once in a while, we're like, "Do you want to play some Wind Waker?" I'm like, "Yes!" And I'll just have 3 hours of Wind Waker.
Can you play it together? Or
No, one person watches and the other person helps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Is it the virtual console, like you download it onto the Wii U or buy it or whatever, or is it like a disc?
I think it's a disc.
Oh wow, I gotta look into that.
Yeah. And it's you play it on the big. I mean, I guess you can play it on the controller. We play it on the big Wii U tablet.
Yeah.
With the TV screen, so you can pull out your items and feed fish. And
Right,
put
okay.
a pear on top of your head. Oh, it's weird. There's some weird stuff in that game, but it's also one where every time he climbs.
Oh, I gotta check that one out.
It's time for 5 quick questions.
You are very knowledgeable about Zelda. That's no question. But I do have 5 quick questions to ask you.
So I'm gonna be honest, I'm nervous.
That is the whole point of this. It makes me really happy that you're nervous. That's good, because I'm always rooting against you. So this is
Oh,
good.
okay, good to
Let's
know.
good. Okay, so all you have to tell me, 5 quick questions. You tell me, is this a Zelda quote that's ever been said in a Zelda game, or is this a Buddhist saying?
Oh, okay, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Zelda quote or Buddhist saying number 1. Time passes, people move like rivers flow. It never ends.
I'm gonna go with Buddhist saying on that one.
Oh, I got you right out the gate. That is incorrect. That is Zelda Ocarina of Time. Is it Ocarina? Ocarina.
I think it's Aquafina.
She's
Yeah.
great. She's great. All right. 0-1. 0-1.
Okay.
Number 2. A sword wields no strength unless the hand that holds it has courage.
Oh, that sounds very Zelda-y. It's either a trick question or I'm right, and I'm going to say Zelda.
That is correct. It is Zelda.
Oh, good.
Hero Shade Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's another one. That was supposed to be really good, and it passed me by. I never played Twilight Princess.
Oh, that's what I love about being a grown-up with video games. I feel like I can play. I have my own money. We talk sometimes. We're like, man, little kid me would be like, this is so awesome. I have 3 video game systems. I have all these games, and anytime I'm like, I just want to pick a Zelda game I never played and buy it. I can buy it with my own money. That's so cool. Number 3. 3 things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth.
Oh, gosh. How long did it take you to find these? These are good ones.
I usually spend about 20 to 30 minutes on these. Thank you very much for noticing. Yes, I put time into these.
That's a good one. I'm gonna say Buddhist saying.
That is correct. That is a Buddhist saying. 3 things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth. Okay.
It sounds like something the gambling guy in Zelda would say. When you're about to guess which
Is
pot.
it Beetle?
Yes, yeah. Or no, he sells the monster parts.
Yeah, Beetle sells. He's in Wind Waker. He's this real doofy guy. Because they don't talk. He just.
Oh yeah, that's funny. You when you were on our podcast, that I didn't realize that a lot of the characters from Breath of the Wild are from previous games that I just never played, like Beetle and the Water People.
Oh wow, yeah. I think the water people. There's some water people in what is it? A Link to the Past.
Oh, you're right.
Because I had to get those wet shoes. I'm sure there's a name for them, but I need the wet. And that's what my wife was like. You got to get the. I'm like, what the hell are flipper? Like, what the hell? And she's like, you've never played Zelda. Sometimes, and she's all smug about it because she knows Zelda since the '80s.
Very condescending. Right. Oh, you're new.
It's fun for her. Okay, so now you are. What was that? 3. So number
2. I got 2, missed 1.
Number 4. If you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. Zelda or Buddha?
I'm gonna say Zelda.
That's Buddha. Ah! 2 and 2.
There's so many torches in Zelda.
I know, that's why I picked that one. This is so fun for me. Oh gosh.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. You're doing very well. These are every single one would be a guess for me. I'm gonna do the last one. I'm gonna give you a bonus. Okay, the memory of the kingdom vanished, but its legend survived on the winds of breath.
That I'm gonna go Zelda.
That is correct. It's from Wind Waker. It's from
Oh my gosh.
The last one. It is dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Oh gosh, that's the opening. That's the guy in the opening screen for this original sword of Zelda 1.
It is. And that's your bonus question. It is obvious that you are a true Zelda fan. 3 and 2 got the bonus, so you win all the monies in the world. You are now you have the rupees, you have the flippers, you have the sword of incontinence. I don't know what it's called.
I think that's right. The sword of incontinence.
Yeah, it makes people piss themselves when they see it. Yes. But now it's time for my favorite part in the show, and that's after we chit-chat for a bit, we play 5 quick questions, and now, would you kindly do a RadLib with me? And now it's time for RadLibs. Here's what happened. I wrote a story, and I left out some parts of speech. If you give me those parts of speech together, we're going to make a hilarious story. Are you ready to play?
I am ready. I am ready and eager.
Okay, I need a fast food chain.
Oh, boy. Okay, I'm going to try to not take too long on each one.
Either way, it doesn't bother me.
We'll go to KFC. That's tried and true.
KFC, perfect. Are you a fan of KFC? Now I'm curious.
I'm a large fan.
I've seen larger KFC fans, I'll tell you that. Ooh, occupations, plural.
So is that like doctor and dentist, or like hookers, plural?
Hookers, plural.
Okay.
Great one, by the way.
Let's go with hookers, plural.
Hookers, plural. We're off to a great start. KFC and hookers.
Sounds like my weekend.
Just you, your 8-year-old, some KFC, and some hookers. This is great. Okay, an adjective.
Hairy.
Weapons, plural.
We're going to go with nunchucks.
Nunchucks, that's right. Something you Amazon Prime.
This will be exciting. Dishwasher detergent.
Yes.
My wife has us on one of those subscription ones, and we have enough detergent to wash America's laundry for. It keeps coming, and we're like, we're not done with the last box yet.
That's how I get my tea. I have a subscription for green tea, but I usually can, if we have extra, I'm like, well, now I'm going to drink 2 a day. A feeling.
Joy.
That fits well there. A celebrity.
Adam Duritz.
Who's Adam Duritz?
The lead singer of Counting Crows. He's the biggest celebrity I can think of.
Adam Duritz. Spell his last name.
Duritz.
With a Z at the end. Duritz. Adam Duritz. All right. The famous and now.
Counting Crows?
Was Counting Crows Long December?
Yes.
That was a great song. Yeah, Long December was my favorite of theirs. Good. Okay, now I can picture him. And he shaved his dreads. What does he look like now? Him without dreads. That was a dumb question. A verb ending in ed.
Stubbed.
Yes. A secure location.
How do we mean? What is secure versus like a bank vault?
Perfect. Yeah. Sometimes it's best if I don't give you any more information. Something you yell.
Fire. I hope it doesn't have to be something I yell on a regular basis.
I was like, yeah, is it the boy who cried fire? An adjective.
Bouncy.
Article of clothing, plural.
Boxers.
Perfect. Something sharp.
We'll say the master sword.
The master. Yes. Fits like a glove. An inanimate object.
Hairball.
A verb.
Burp.
Excellent. An adverb.
Clumsily. I'm glad I know my parts of speech. This would be, do people ever struggle? Like, what's that again?
I do get some strugglers. I do. Yeah.
I'm proud that I'm not struggling yet. There might be some. If you say participle, I'm going to need an example.
I need a participle.
Ooh, I need an example.
I don't need a participle because I'm not sure what one is. Ben Glebe came on a long time ago, and he is much smarter than me with grammar and was correcting me a lot. And I was like, I'm not a word person. This is a game. And he was like, what do you mean plural nouns? Like more than one plural noun? I'm like, shut up, Ben Glebe. An animal.
Pug.
Aw.
Now we got a pug.
How many you got? What's your pug's name?
Batman. He just turned 10 maybe a month ago.
I just want to come live in your house with your family. It sounds like a wonderful place. Your daughter sounds amazing. You have a pug named Batman and you play Zelda. Like, world's best home. You got a great life.
Can't complain.
An accomplishment.
A participation won a participation trophy? Is that a good one?
It is. All right, we have a story. We have a fantastic story. This is your RadLib. It's just called The Man, the Link, the Legend. Princess Zelda reigns over a magical land called KFC. The people of this land are mainly farmers and hookers. What a land. The villages are filled with hairy shops selling potions, nunchucks, and dishwasher detergent.
Nice.
God, they have everything.
Yeah, it's like Target.
Filled with hookers. It's just like the Target in Vegas. It's a land of happiness and joy. Or it was, until a powerful evil invaded the land, and that evil's name is Adam Duritz.
Oh, no. What have I done?
I know you've unleashed Adam Duritz on the land of KFC. Those poor hookers. His strength was unmatched as he stubbed through the kingdom, kidnapping the princess and locking her in his bank vault. With no one to protect them, the townspeople cried out in panic, "Fire!" This chant awakened a sleeping hero. He was young and bouncy, wearing boxers of green, and for a young man, he was quite skilled with his master sword. Fit like a glove.
Oh,
His
yeah.
name was Link. He was guided by magic to a sacred object known as the Tri-Hairball. There's 3 of them. With the power of the Tri-Hairball, Link gained power, speed, and the ability to burp clumsily. With only his courage and his trusty pug, he embarked on a quest to rescue Princess Zelda, vanquish the evil, and one day tell his grandchildren about the time he won a participation trophy. The Legend of Zelda! Ha-ha!
Oh my gosh, you should sell the movie rights to that. That was beautiful.
I mean, I feel like just the opening scroll, like, in a KFC filled with hookers.
Yeah, people are like, I'm in. What is it? A land of happiness and joy? Whoa.
Link and his green boxers. Well, tell the viewers and the listeners what you have coming up and where they can find you.
I will be in Lincoln, Nebraska, first weekend of June at the Comedy Cabaret. I will be at the Skyline Comedy Club, June 18th and 19th. In Appleton, Wisconsin.
It's a great club.
I haven't been.
It's a wonderful, wonderful room. Well, tell everybody about your podcast.
So yeah, the Cavalry with Andrew Slater is our podcast, and on social media, I'm just at Johnny Comic, pretty much across the board.
What has been fantastic having you on. Thanks for
thank you
dropping
for
by.
having me. It was fun to immerse myself in Zelda.
Interview complete. Shooting fire arrows at Johnny Beenher until he explodes.
Why does Computer Lady kill? Probably because she was exposed to so many violent video games. Guys, thank you so much for listening or watching this podcast. Thank you, Johnny Beenher, for coming on and talking about Zelda. Please take a second to leave a review, write a comment, do the things that make podcasts feel special. My name is Kristin Key. You can find me through my website, kristinkey.com. Like and follow all my social media. Please support my Patreon. It gives you access to bonus content, my monthly game night, and a lot of fun stuff. Each week, I'll be bringing you a hilarious comedian. We'll chit-chat, play 5 quick questions, do a RadLib, and everybody goes home happy. So until next time, bye.
We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna learn a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk to some people, gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna stuff, 'cause Kristen